not so quietly restoring my soul with the CNZ Audio ST Mini. So after 5 hours with the Mitchell MS-100, I'm reminded of something from a movie, that every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Well, every time these hands play the Mitchell MS-100, it steals a piece of my soul. So it's time for a renewal, and I noticed on the list it's CNZ Mini not-a-Strat time, the one that was bought to mod. Let's fire up the looper and let's have a party. If you haven't picked up on it, the Mitchell MS-100 review did not go well. It happens. Sometimes things take hours and you put all kinds of effort into it and the results still aren't that pretty. I mean, even not that pretty from my regular standard of not that pretty. And that's why I built this guitar. Because sometimes when you have a bad experience, you need a go-to. You need something that you know is just going to inspire you and remind you that this is all supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be work. It's not supposed to be a chore. So I needed something to not so quietly restore my soul. I give you the CNZ ST Mini. When I say cleansing the palate, I mean you start with something you know. It's not like you haven't heard this a million times before. It's a straight 12-bar blues in A. But I think this is the first time I've loaded it into the looper. And here comes one of my favorite progressions. Ah, I love that. All right, let's stomp on it and go. So eventually, you got to stand up. I suppose I should actually talk about the guitar at some point. The mods that I did were not horribly extensive. I swapped out the humbucking pickup for a humbucking-sized P90 pickup, and I swapped out the single-coil neck pickup for a lipstick pickup. I left all the electronics in the guitar the same, the 3-position switch, the single volume knob, the single tone pot, the output jack. All of the wiring is completely standard. I just mainly swapped it out because I had the parts left over and I bought this guitar specifically for this mod. The only other 2 modifications that I made were to the tremolo unit. It's a vintage tremolo unit, pretty standard on guitars of this price point, and I opened up the back and went ahead and tightened the claw so that it would slam the tremolo against the deck. That way it doesn't pull out of tune whenever I rest my hand on the bridge, which I'm notorious for doing. The only other mod is swapping out the string trees. But the most important thing, the neck, I left alone. Oh, son. Why is the neck so important? Well, because it's the same basic neck that's on the not-a-Mini Jazzmaster and the not-a-Mini Telecaster. And if you'll recall, the Telecaster changed my opinion of Telecasters. It is thicker, at least it feels thicker, than the other mini necks, so it's a little more substantial. So if you're someone who likes to wrestle and bend the necks, it feels more substantial in your hands. 22-inch scale, 22 medium frets, not really all that extraordinary, but it's got a 13.75-inch radius, so it's very flat. So it's thick and flat, and that really makes it a lot of fun to play because you can really wrestle with it. Also, the nut, 1.65 inches, which should sound vaguely familiar because it's on just about every guitar that I actually like. Great tone, great feel, which always brings about new things.